Hello everyone, welcome to the part 2 of the last video, and today we will be solving eccentric loads on a bolted and welded connection. So first, let's focus on the bolt connections. So we have all the parameters given. We have diameter of 24. We also have a dead load of 165. So meron na tayong drawing here. So let's proceed na lang kaagad sa solution. The first is what we can do is we need to either find the PCY, PCX, or you can start with the centroids. So I'd like to start first with the centroids. So first, let's solve for X bar. And normally I actually start from the left and from the bottom. So let's do it here. Let's start from the left, leftmost bolts. Okay, wait, bakit may 48 dito? Dapat ano na to, X bar. I mean, anyway, that's not the correct answer naman. So, okay. So, the X bar, nantan tatlong volts multiplied by, wait, 3A na lang ito. 3A times 0. Doon tayo nag-start eh. Plus, dalawa. Tapos, ano daw sila? 120 apart. All over 5. X bar should be, ah, 48 millimeter. Okay. So, si Y bar naman is we have, so isang volt times 0 plus isang volt na naman times, okay, this is 180, di ba? We can say that this is 200 minus 180, that gives us 20. Okay, plus isang volt na naman multiplied by 100. Plus, since magkatabi na to and then aligned na siya, symmetrically aligned, so pwede na nating gawin na dalawang volts na to kagad multiplied by ano yung distance niya from the reference bolt. So that is 200. All over, oops, all over 5 volts. So our Y bar is going to be 20 plus 100 plus 2 times 200 all over 5. That is 104. Okay, ngayon we will proceed sa PC. So since naka-ano lang ito, naka-FY lang yan, wala siyang X na load. So that would be PCY only. So PCY is just P over 5. That would be 0.2P. This is per volt, by the way. Okay. So now let's move on to the J. The J is just summation of X squared plus Y squared. So this is measured from the centroid. Okay, so first let's prioritize the X squared. So since this is 48, the X bar here, we have 3 volts. And their distance from the centroid is 48. So we just simply write here 3 volts times 48 squared. 48 is the distance from the centroid, x distance. The next is, what is the distance between these and these? To get these 2 volts here. So we have 2 volts multiplied by the x distance. In order to get that, so we have to subtract 120 by the given x distance from the left. So that's 48. We have 72. 72 squared. Now that we're done with the now that we're done with the x-axis, let's move on to the y-axis. So in the y-axis, we have, let's go first to this one. So we have 2 bolts, and I have to find the distance from here to the centroid. So in order to find that, we have 104, right? So y bar. So pwede natin siyang i-subtract by 200. So that would be 200 minus 104. That is 96. Ah, no, 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 wait. 104. Ah, yeah, yeah. That's correct. So that is 96. So we have how many volts? 2 volts. 96 squared. Plus, now we need to find distance between this and this. So we know this is just 100, right? And this one, this has to be, so since this is 104, diba? So this is 104. So ito, sasubtract na natin to ng 4. That would be 96. So this one right here, this has to be 4. Okay? So ano siya? Isang volt times 4 squared. So next is the third volt. Okay, ito naman is 180. 180 to, no? So, if that is 120, 180, then we subtract this by 100, that is 80. So, ito daw siya. Hanggang dito. This is supposed to be 80 millimeters. Okay? So, we add 4. Okay? Kasi meron pa itong allowance dito na 4 mm. So, that would be 84. Okay? So, isa multiplied by 84 squared. Plus, finally, this one. So, 100 plus 4 lang pa rin. So, that's 104 squared. So, add lang natin lahat. We will get a J of 4 times 72 squared plus 2 times 96 squared plus 4 squared plus 84 squared plus 104 squared. Dami na. It's 53,600. So now, we try to find the moment. So what is the moment? So the moment is just, ano lang, since naka y direction lang naman si force, so so from the centroid, okay, parang ano daw ang moment may experience ni Bolt. Okay, so to get the moment is, since we already have the location of the centroid, we can just wait. That is 48. So what we can do is, let's refer to the figure. Okay, so let's say it has to be 215. This whole length right here, we subtract it by this one and the x bar. So that should be 215 minus 65 minus x bar is 48, right? X bar is 48. Tapos, plus pa tayo ng 50 para papunta siya sa load. So that is our eccentric distance, 152. So that should be 152 p. Okay. So we already have the J and M, so let's move on and solve for PMX and PMY. For our PMX is going to be the moment multiplied by, let's analyze only bolt 1. Yeah, I do believe bolt 1 is the more critical here. Yeah, bolt 1 is, its distance is 100 minus 4. That's 96. All over, that's 53,600. Then next for PMY, X distance, that is 120 minus 48. Okay, oops, 72. All over 53,600. So PMX has to give us a result of 0.2722 P. PMY 0.2042 P. Now that we have our PMX and PMY, let's find the magnitude of the loads. So P is equivalent to 0.2722 squared plus, you have to add CY, that's 0.2P plus 0.2042 squared. So our magnitude is 2722 squared plus 0.2 plus 0.2042. Square root, that would give us 0.4873 P. So since this is steel per bolt, okay, that is steel per bolt. So okay, we can just not solve for the per bolt, but okay, wait. Maximum tolerable surface live load. So wait lang. Compare answers in the two following questions and declare in this question the overall max live load. Maximum service live load. Okay. Let's analyze its bearing, not bearing, but shear strength capacity. So this will be Rn is equivalent to FNV AB. FNV is going to be, since this is A490 with threads, so threads not excluded. So we have 457 na FNV. So that's 457 multiplied by pi over 4. Diameter ng bolt, that is 24 squared. Divided by 1,000. So this is still in, per bolt. So 457 pi over 4, 24 squared. All over 1,000. So that is, oops, 206.7419 kilonewtons. So if this is our capacity, then in LRFT, okay, this is per bolt, okay. So in LRFT, we have 0.4873. Oops. Ay, wait. Baliktad. So this should be 0.75, 206.7419. Equivalent to 0.4873. So ano yung dead load? That's 165. So 1.2, 165 plus 1.6 LL. Oh no, wala na pala tayong space. Huwag pilitin ng ayaw. Sige. So our live load for under LRFT is, wait lang, safe solve lang natin. Okay, so the answer is 75 0.1219. Wait, double check. Okay, tama. So under AST is we just divide this strength by 2, equivalent to 0.4873, parentheses 165 plus live load. So our live load is going to be 47.13 kilonewtons. So this is the live load or max live load for the two specifications. So in here, determine the wait. Ang hinihingi dito, compare answers in the following two questions and declare in this question the overall max live load. So, kapag pipili tayo ng max live load, always choose the lower one. Okay? Kasi for example, nakasolve tayo sa LRFD ng 75.1219. So, kapag itry natin siyang gamitin dito sa ASD, so that's 0.4873, 165 plus 75.1219, lalagpas siya sa 206.7419 over 2. Lalagpas siya doon. So, eto siya, kapag i-substitute dito, magiging 117 yung dito, yung PU or P actual pala. So, therefore, ano siya, dapat yung piliin nyo na live load is yung mas maliit. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa bolted. Now, what if yung binigay is welded? So, para na tayong given dito. And we will solve right away. So, same lang naman yung steps. Pwede kang pumili kung unahin mo si centroids or unahin mo yung P or yung tinatawag ko pa rin siyang PC. Okay? So, sige, unahin na lang natin si centroids. Okay? So, for the centroids, so si X bar is we just need to look for the lengths of the welds. So, for example, ito, meron tayong 210. So, lalagay na lang natin dito. 210 multiplied by, ano yung centroid niya? In the x-axis. So, that is 210 over 2. So, again, I still started on the left side. Dito pa rin tayo. Left. Okay. So, this is the centroid, okay? So, dito naman, ito din yung centroid nila. So, this is going to be plus 60 plus 65. That is 125 multiplied by 125 all over 2. Plus, eto pa, si 315, yung length. Okay, so that will be 315. Tapos, yung centroid niya is nasa 0 lang din. So, that's 0. Divide both sides. I-divide natin siya by the total length. That is 210 plus 125 plus 315. Wait lang. Total length is plus ko na lang ito muna. 210 plus 315 plus 60 plus 65. That is 650. Okay. So, our X bar has to be that is 45.9423 millimeters. Okay, so for the Y bar, same lang pa rin. Lengths lang pa rin. So 210. Ay, wait. Unahin mo natin yung sa pinakababa. That is 125 times 0 plus 315. Oops. Multiplied by 315 over 2. That's the centroid. And then 210. So 210 tapos yung centroid niya is 315 lang din. 315 from the bottom. Okay. So divided by the whole length, that 650. So our Y bar is, that is 178.0962. primitives. Okay. Okay, so next is we will now solve for py kasi same lang naman pa rin eh, naka-vertical si force. So py is going to be just ano, mali, p all over ano yung total length tas 650. Okay? So 650 then equivalent to lagay na lang natin na yan lang pa rin. Wait, p over 650 lang pa rin. So that is our py. Now we will find the inertia x. So for inertia x, we have three inertias. So that is ito, at saka ito. So since naka-inertia x tayo, we will focus on, para sa mga AD squared na yan, we will focus on the y distance. Okay? So unahin muna natin ito. So ix tayo niyan, that is bh cube, di ba? So that's 315 cube all over. Wait. Wala pala siya sa gitna. So, ito yung ginagawa ko pag hindi siya sa gitna, okay? Since this is unequal, that's because may y bar kasi tayo na-solve na lang, 178, which is not half of this. Kaya ang gagawin ko na lang is, sasubtract ko tong 315 by 178.0962. So that is 136.9038 cube all over 3 plus yung yung isang side niya, that is 178.0962 cube all over 3 plus itong dalawang to. So, okay. So, AD squared lang yan sila. That would be 210 times yung y distance is going to be 315 minus yung y bar. That's 178.0962. It's 136.9038 squared plus yung isa, that is 60 plus 65, 125 multiplied by yung centroid. That's 178.0962 squared. So Ix is equivalent to, that is 10.639 E6 mm4. So si Iy, sa Iy naman is sa Iy is we focus on the x. So ngayon magiging ano na to? Wait lang So since x bar tayo, let's focus muna on these two. Okay, itong dalawang welds na to. So we would have a two parts. So this is going to be multiplied by 2. Okay? So we put here 2 times. Tayo. So ano ba yung x bar natin? That's 45. So 45.942t all over 3. Tapos the other halves of this is too small. Anyway, this is going to be 210 minus 45.9423. That is 164. So plus 164.0577 cube all over 3. Plus yung sa baba, that is going to be This is 1 to 5 minus 45.942. That's 79. So 79.0577 cube all over 3. Tapos, meron pa tayong last. That is this one. So, since di siya umabot dito sa axis na to, therefore, this is just AD squared. So, that's 315 multiplied by x bar. 45.423 squared. So, we have an IY of, so we have 2.3661 E6 mm raised to 4. Okay, so now we solve for our polar moment. So we just have to add these two. That's 10.639 E6 plus 2.3661 E6. That is 13.0051 E6. This is mm raised to 4 state. So now let's find okay, what variable? Let's do PWX and PWY. So PWX, we have the moment. Oh, we don't have the moment yet. Okay. For the moment, it's just the PT. For a moment, it's just going to be multiplied by. So this is the X bar. So we have 210 plus 50 minus 45.942T. So that is our eccentric distance. So our M should be 214.0577P. So that's 214.0577P multiplied by the y distance. So there are two possible choices here. It's either this one or this one. So I guess we will try to check both. Okay, so first let's focus on this. Okay, so that should be 1015 minus the y bar 178.0962. That is 136.9038 all over the j, that is 13.0051 E6. X is this one. Now for the x distance, this is going to be, wait, wait. 110 minus 45.42. 164. This should be, this is wrong. Wait. Ay, tama pala yun. Okay. So, PWY, that is x distance. So that has to be 210 minus 45. So that is 164.0577. Okay, so over 13.0051 E6. So our PWX and PWY is, we have 0.00225P and we have 0.0027P. So let's find the magnitude. The magnitude is going to be 0.00225 squared plus this one is going to be P over 650, or just write 1 plus 0.0027 squared. So our magnitude would be 2 to 5 squared plus 1, wait, 1 over 650 plus 0.0027 squared. That is 0.004799 p. Now let's compare it with the bottom side to see if it produces much more load than the top part. Okay, so let's write PWX2, PWY2. So the same moment, but they're gonna differ in terms of just the distance. So for the distance, okay, the bottom part is going to be 178.0962, and the other one, so for the Y2, that is still, wait, this is 125 minus 125 minus the x bar, it's 45 and a 423. So that is 79.0577. Okay, so let's calculate these two. So first we have 0.00293 p, and the other one is 0.00130 p. So let's try and get its magnitude. So I'll just directly put na lang sa calculator. So that's 0.00293 squared plus 1 over 650 plus 0.00130 squared. And square root. So meron siyang 0.00408 p. So comparing the two, so ito pa rin yung mas mataas. So we will use this. Okay. So ngayon, since meron na tayong load, this is still per this is still per mm. Okay, so ay pwede na 'to hindi i-multiply sa per mm eh. So ngayon, hanap muna tayo ng yung strength ng weld. So that's Rn is equivalent to 0.707 W FNW. 707. Yung weld natin is 8 millimeter tapos 552. 8 millimeter multiplied by 0.6 times FEXX, that is 552. 552. So our strength 0.6552. So our strength per millimeter is 1873.2672 kilonewtons. Ay, wait. Divide pa by 1,000. So divide 1,000. So we have 1.8733 kilonewtons. Kinaka-newtons na tayo. So per mm na to. Ayan. So ngayon, we will try to determine the live load. Okay? So meron tayong Rn, di ba? So in LRFD, so we have 0.75 multiplied by 1.8733 is equivalent to um 0.00408 multiplied by 1.2. Ano yung dead load? Dead load is 100 plus 1.6 live load. So our live load is going to be, ay, sorry, wait. Dapat ano pala to? 4.004,799. Yan. So the live load is 107.9776 kilonewtons. Next, for AST is we just have to divide this by 2. Zero point zero zero four seven nine nine 100 plus LL. So the live load is going to be, it is 95.1761 kilonewtons. So now we have two live loads here. So again, as I've said earlier, we only choose the lesser live load value. Okay, so therefore the highest live load, that is tawag dyan, the maximum service live load that can be applied to this connection is 95.1761. Yan. So that's the answer. Okay, let me just arrange this. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Okay, I'll see you on the next one.